Welcome to Sunny Irabor Live. Tonight we're dealing with ladies and gentlemen, or a lady and two gentlemen who are youth-oriented, useful, and themselves youths. Well, what are we talking about? AI and its power. Well, somebody tried to really give AI as a very awesome, sixth generation, if you like, of what has been unfolding from decades past. So right now, we're in the era of AI, artificial intelligence. And somebody told me that the more we entrench ourselves in AI, the more committed we become about being an AI-enabled society, humanity. Now, the danger of AI is there. So what is the guarantee that whoever uses AI may not use it wrongly? And is there any form of regulation or regularity, or is there going to be some policy or law that will maintain some form of control? Anyway, I have three people on the program tonight. They are all youth themselves. And I only have one on youth as Zoom first. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to mangle my mouth. We have somebody on Zoom. Her name is Owuye Ebuola. And then another person is Daniel Ojukwu. He's an investigative journalist, and he's also going to join us very soon. Then from Osogbo, we have another person on Zoom, Victor Adekunle. He will be joining us as soon as he's able to get a stable internet. But I have Owuye online. Hello, Owuye, how are you?
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How should I call you? Is it Owuye or Ebuola? Which one? Which is better for me?
Anyone, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so what do you say about AI? I decided to choose young people because they are a bit more familiar and conversant with its usage. People like me, we're just trying to learn. So what do you think about AI, artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence is really good. And we, the youths, let's say 95% of the youths use AI now to do a lot of things, including me. So artificial intelligence is something that is really good. But aside of the negative parts, if we look at the positive parts, even the world is now turning into AI stuffs, because almost everybody now use AI. In schools, in works, even government policies, there are many more things, many people use AI now, which we found really helpful, because I just imagine that we don't have AI at that stage of our life, how it's going to look like. But trust me when I say AI has been a useful tool to us, the youths.
Okay, now I did not properly introduce you, so let me do it properly. You are a social media manager and somebody who is also very conversant with AI, and you are also political, for your age actually, you are interested in political commentaries and you say you are a political creator, content creator of politics, something like that. Am I right? Please correct me.
Political content creator.
Political content creator, you see that. And you are not even AI yet too. Okay, right. So how does a Nigerian government, for example, depend on AI without, thinking that he's probably doing the right thing or the wrong thing? Somebody like me who is very old, I may not be AI enabled, but I have no choice but to understand how AI works. How can it work for me?
Okay, AI has really developed, unlike when it was first introduced. When it was first introduced, there were some features that is not on it. But currently now, there is a lot of features that is on AI, that even the old people can use it. But somehow the people of age found it really threatening, because you hear lecturers say, if I give you an assignment, I don't want you to use AI. If I give you this, I don't want to use AI. And in foreign countries, they will tell you, oh, we want someone that understands AI, someone that can use AI properly. So I would say people of the age, they find AI really threatening. And we, the youth, found it interesting because tell me, why do I need to look for things when it's already uploaded on AI? All I just need is ask AI and it's going to give me the reference. Although there is a positive part, like I said earlier, and negative parts, but let's just focus on the positive part. Now, governments can still use AI, although they're already using it, but I feel like they can still improve more on using AI because there's some database, there's some analysis that's already uploaded on AI that Nigerian governments can actually navigate, use them properly, and it also shows transparency. But I feel like that part is not really on. But AI for the old, for the young people has been really active and it has been working fine. So I feel the young people should just, the people of age should just understand that AI is not a threat to them. So artificial intelligence does not mean someone is dull or someone is not intelligent. Just like the way people of age sees us. Whenever they see us with AI, you'd be like, oh, this one does not know anything. So the person is just using AI. But they should try to understand that we are already in a generation of technology and we have to use this technology. We have to improve. So I feel like people of age, like you said, people of your age out there too can also try level up to meet AI, and they should not see AI as threats.
So, I mean, if I want AI to think like me, I have an idea and I want to talk to my people, I have an audience. I expect that the AI I'm going to use should reflect what I'm about to think, my thought processes. What would you say?
AI can't think like you. It's not in you. I feel like the information you dash out to AI, that's what it's going to give you back. So it's not in you. Although it is 95% accurate, but it can't be 100% accurate. So it's not in you.
Taking you microphone. Sorry about that. Yes. My guest just came in and I decided to play or cheat a bit by bringing Daniel Ojukwu Ogini Kedu. Hi, by my beer. Mine is white, yours is black.
Yes, we'll get there someday.
That shows the age difference. So Opuye is actually online. She's on Zoom. And she's giving a very good account of why we must depend or use AI creditably. And you are an investigative journalist, Daniel Ojukwu. Please tell me, what do you think of AI?
AI is very interesting. It's fascinating and it's novel because we're learning new things every day. We're learning how to stretch its limits. Things that we thought were impossible before are now becoming possible. There's AI voice generation, image manipulation, video manipulation, so many things that would have needed a massive budget. Nowadays you can do them with the snap of a finger, just proper prompts. So you put in a prompt and a design that would have cost you tens of thousands of naira, hundreds of thousands would, be made available to you in seconds. Video edits that would require a large team to shoot. With the right prompts, the right tools, the right learning models, the right machine tools.
Wouldn't that limit creativity?
Yes.
Part of.
Those are the fears. Everything has advantages and disadvantages. Just like the new media, whenever something new comes, we always fear that the old things are going to phase away. Just like newspapers, TVs, radios, and then you have the internet. Everyone thought with the rise of the internet, all these newspapers would become archaic, but it's not been the case. So these days, we still, even with the advent of AI, you still need people who can manage these tools, who can write the right prompts, who can know when to stop. Because sometimes people don't know when to stop. They tend to want to use AI for everything.
In fact, our dear sister, Owiye, said something close to what you just said. I said she, decided to put more energy on the positive side. So let's hear from you. What are the fears? Because you also mentioned fears just now.
Yes, the fears. One of the biggest fears is that people may become redundant.
Redundant?
Yeah,
I'm afraid of that already.
Yeah. You see, a lot of people who are in schools now, who are supposed to do research, who are supposed to go out to the field, want to have their essays written by AI. They want to find ways to bypass Turnitin. They want to find out ways to bypass models that can detect AI. So they're becoming heavily reliant, and there's less room for critical thinking. There's less room for creativity. People just want, things done with the snap of a finger. In those days, they tell you to do research, you have to knock on doors. You have to go to the right people. You have to find things out. You have to feel the pulse of society. But, these days, you can have an AI machine, carve responses for you that can fool anybody.
I'm going to ask Oye, I hope you're there listening to what our dear friend Daniel just talked about. Oye,
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm just wondering, wouldn't you see AI as playing the role of a human being, that will become very lazy and allow AI to do all the job for him?
Gradually, it's already turning to that stage, but I feel like it can't get to that stage 100%. Like I said, 95% AI is already fast, is accurate like human, but it can never be human because it still needs human to actually, sorry, I'm trying to get the word. It still needs human to program it. So whatever information you put on AI, that's what it's going to give you back. So there's no how artificial intelligence is going to live without the normal, natural intelligence. So it still needs human to really work, even though it's now 95% accurate, but AI can't tell you who you are. It can only give you tips on who you are or predict who you are, but it can't give you 100% accurate of who you are.
Why should AI even want to tell me who I am? What if it tries to impersonate me like most people are already doing, AI using a voice that sounds like mine, and then in the end, people would think I'm the one that spoke, whereas it wasn't me. That's AI, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a threat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as I said, it's already that we might even get to that stage where AI can actually speak for people. But at the stage we are, AI can't do everything alone. So to those people that run to AI anytime they need help, anytime they want to do anything, to me, I don't see them as dull. I feel like they are exploring the futures of AI.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like your positive vibes on that. What do you think, Daniel?
I might choose different words.
Okay.
Because AI is new to some extent. It will get easier. As we're learning the stage it's currently at, it's supposed to get more intelligent, and as it's getting more intelligent, people have to catch up. So I think that at some point, humans are going to find a balance to say, yes, this is how much AI we need to put into our work, and how much of it we need to filter out. And if we can find that balance, every machine is supposed to make life easier. So if AI isn't making our lives easier, then we are misusing it. We created AI.
Yeah.
So we are supposed to find ways to help it help us.
But there are already pointers to its misuse.
Yes, definitely. Too much of everything is bad. Every good thing that you stretch, that you overuse, that you abuse, every good thing can be abused. So the main point or the main design for AI is supposed to simplify things that are difficult. But things that are simple that we then want to oversimplify, it shouldn't be. So we are the ones who create some of these AI problems. And we are the ones who have to decide when to stop. We have to decide when it's too much. And we also have to create checks and balances.
Okay, now, Oye and Daniel, I'm going to ask both of you the same question, but you take your time to answer it. First question, legislation of AI. Is it possible? Can you regulate it? Second question, what if, like in African setting, I think our problem has been that African governments and Africans themselves are finding it difficult to obey rules and regulations. So let's take the first question. Oye?
Okay, so please, I didn't really get the first question. Can you recap?
Okay, even me myself, I think so. You can see.
And it's possible for
Legislation of, yes, thank you very much. The legislation of AI, regulation of it, if possible. That was the first question.
It is possible, but let me remind you again that we are Nigerians. We
Why?
overdo things. We do things the wrong way. We are Nigerians, not like we do things, we overdo things. Let me just put it that way. So regulation of AI is possible, but it will take time.
You think so? Okay, Daniel?
I like to think that regulating AI is just like regulating any other aspect of human life. If it's the things you do with AI that can be regulated. If you're regulating disinformation, I support that. If you're that's intentionally attempting to mislead people. If you're regulating abuse, probably people manipulating images to then bully people, to stalk people, to put people in, bad light.
You heard of the case of the Indian guy that was made to commit suicide?
Yes.
In California?
Yes.
By the AI?
Yes, those things happen. I mean, there are cases where teenagers believe they humanize these AI things and they believe that they're chatting with a real entity. Those things need the companies to then, modify it so that, and their terms and conditions have to be clear. They have to make people understand that these things are not humans. You're chatting with a model. So people have to, I've done a lot of research on AI disinformation. I mean, there are people who are doing parody accounts online, people who are, fabricating things, people who are trying to, strip ladies of their clothing and then sell the images online and make it look like this. Yes, those ladies actually took those raunchy photos and put them online. So those things are bad. So it's the actions that people take with these models that should be regulated. And in terms of...
But hold on to that, because I'm coming back to you. Immediately after the break, we have a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back. Well, I'm glad to say now we have Victor Adekunle on the line, and we were with Daniel Ojukwu earlier, same with Owuye Ebunwola. So all four of us are on the line now. We're discussing AI. Adekunle, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Good. So Daniel, you were the one talking before I stopped you for a commercial break. Let's go on with that.
Yes, I was going to speak about the Nigerian factor, whether we as Africans are going to be able to follow regulations and all that. In recent years, we've seen that this thing is not just an African thing. Globally, a lot of people are abusing AI models. People are creating AI models to even abuse people. There are several AI tools that are free to use online, and they generate a lot of things. These things even help internet fraudsters. We have AI tools that can help you generate fake transactions.
Make control difficult?
Difficult.
So many users.
Well, to some degree, because like I mentioned earlier, AI is novel. So we are learning a lot of things. So people who are learning the good exist, and those who are learning the bad also exist. So we have to then advance to a level where we can spot some loopholes and fix them. We have to be able to find some of these bad things.
You're saying there should be AI police?
Yes, we have to learn to be able to regulate these things.
Do you agree with the AI police? Is it possible?
Yes, sir. If they can create a policy that would help us, that's nice. I think I go with him. I start with him, sorry.
As a political content creator, what would be your own area of reaction to this kind of thing?
Okay, sir. So I feel like we, the youth, are giving AI too much information about us. That, I don't know, maybe later in the future, I pray they don't use it against us, because now we have seen AI like our fellow human, and we have forgot that this is artificial intelligence and not human being. So there's some information we've shared with AI that I feel like is not supposed to be out there. So I just pray that this information is not used against us, and there's a security that is going to save up this information, and don't let it save up this information. So as a political content creator, because most times I use AI, and whenever I'm making my research, to be honest with you, sir, I use AI. So, and most of this information I'm getting from AI, not all of them are accurate, but sometimes at the same time, I feel like AI knows too much. So,
there's something you said there's something you said about accuracy. How do you know when AI is giving you an accurate information?
Okay, so before I do anything, I make my research on AI and check it out. So sometimes it gives me accurate and sometimes not accurate, but I don't stop there. AI don't just give me information and I stop there. So I try to trace it back to the real roots. So if I'm talking about, for example, I'm talking about abuse. So after checking AI for the ideas of those bills, I still go ahead and see people in that ministry or that department to confirm if this information is real, true or not. And sometimes they'll tell me it is not true. And also, again, I want to say some things. I feel like AI has not really been regulated in Nigeria. They don't really know much information about Nigeria. So I feel like because I've seen a situation whereby I ask AI for certain information, it's going to give me different information. And when I trace it back to the real policy or the real bill or the constitution, I'm seeing something different. So most times I have to cross-check.
Oh, that's a good one. Fact and cross-checking. Okay, Adekunle, I think this is the time we should bring you in. Adekunle is a marketing specialist, analyst, and also he deals with the AI of this world. Adekunle, how are you? Are you there? Have we lost Adekunle? Okay, so what do you think of AI generally?
Okay, I'm looking from everyone's perspective. I think everyone is right, and I think they are like two distant or two different poles with AI. The first pole being AI making people lazy, the other pole being AI making people smart. The second pole, or the first pole, meaning some people due to AI begin to, because of laziness, they don't go cross-check. Like for instance, there was a time I was making use of AI, and then I asked it for some information, and I asked it to give me a is it proof they call it, or give me a blog post or things I could check back at that what you said is right. And then at the end of the day, I found out that some things were wrong and some things were right. So I think it's just a conscious decision, a conscious effort for everyone that wants to engage with AI. And I think education will do this more. Education on the fact that AI is supposed to be a support, not to replace human totally. So
I like that.
it's supposed to enhance whatever it is you are doing, not replace you. So you don't get lazy because of this AI. You enhance your work. You enhance the way you think. You enhance the way you make decisions. It's like a step ahead. It's like moving you from step 10 to step 20. But you have to do this. You have to take the step from 1 to 10. So those are my thoughts around the AI.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So Daniel, it's now over back to you. From with what both of them have said, and along with what you have said, you're all on the same page actually, but from different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us look now at the African response or usage of AI. African. Okay? Leadership, followership, you name it.
Okay, with Africa, I encourage the use of AI because Africa has been playing catch up with a lot of things. Very recently, Africa got its flowers for its handling of the Ebola and the COVID-19 crisis. When the whole world was looking to the West for solutions, people were surprised by how Africa managed both situations. So Africa has reached a point where they should be leading in technology. We should be leading in advancements like this. If you look at the way Nigeria handled cryptocurrency when it came up, it was very bad. Nigeria's government treated cryptocurrency as criminal. We treated it as fraudulent, banned cryptocurrency, and after a while we lifted it. If you look at the way Nigeria handled the Binance executives, the those guys, when they came into Nigeria, we treated them like fugitives, like criminals. At the end of the day, it caused international embarrassment, how that case was handled. So it's like the older generation in Nigeria have appeared, those in leadership have appeared to not, or have appeared to struggle with newer innovations. But the younger generation seem to be more interested.
So unfortunately, what you are saying is that there's a wide gap between the older and the younger generation.
Yes, there is. So the younger
but
generation.
But the owners of AI are who?
The younger generation own the whole. I mean, AI is new. Even the young generation struggle to keep up, to catch up with the levels AI is getting to. I mean, I could take a picture of you today, put it on an AI machine, and it will show me several pictures you have on the internet. I could find links to several pictures you've taken and pictures other people have taken. Now, it could be good to trace missing persons, to trace people's history, you know, do background checks on people. It's great. On the other hand, it could lead to stalking. So there are good and there are bad sides to everything. So it's like, but where we always see the bad side of things, and things that we need to handle with, you know, kid gloves, trying to understand. We like to use the hammer on every fly. So it's like, the first thing we're thinking is, oh, we need to ban, we need to restrict, we need to tax, we need to, there's always this stifling environment.
From what you're saying, and I'd like to bring the others back in, Uye and Victor, my mind went back to NSARS and the way NSARS was handled till date. In between, there was Obedient, where we had sea of heads and all of that. What is your advice to, you know, people in control, so to speak?
Okay, my advice.
I'm coming to you too.
Well, the thing with the Nigeria's young population over the years, the feeling has always been that those in power do not feel the pulse of the young people. I mean, if we trace Nigeria's history, we had leaders who were in their 40s, in their 30s. We had governors, heads of state.
Leaders who were in their 20s too.
Yeah, young people.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you look at when Yakubu Gowon became head of state, he was a very young man. Look at Donald Duke. Look at the governors of 2007, 2003, 1999. Young people.
By the way, there was a minister of foreign affairs, M.T. Mbu. He was 23.
Yeah, young people, that's what we had in those days. But today, we have the same class of people still ruling.
Okay.
So we're using methods that were, you know, commonplace in that era to rule in this era. We have we're like, okay, this thing worked in the 60s, it has to work now. We're always talking agriculture. The world is moving towards technology, and we're talking agriculture. We're talking Ajaokuta steel factory. We're talking about things that the world is shifting away from. We should be looking at gas. We should be looking at technology. We should be looking at our human capital. We have things that could help advance the country. But because people in government have ruled in times where these ideas were key, were paramount, they're using those same methods to rule now. And it's problematic. Young people should be listened to. Young people should be heard. Young people should have their ideas, you know, inculcated into the policies. I mean, there was a time the president released his, was it 7-point agenda also, and governance was way down. I mean, governance is supposed to be very, very important.
It should be
way up.
Okay.
I mean, governance is everything. You can't govern, you can't put, you know, the governing of a nation way down in your pecking order. So, and governance includes, you know, bringing in people, affirmative action, 35%, all those things, bring in the women. I mean, you go into the Senate, for example, and you're discussing abortion recently, and no woman's voice was heard. You have about 4 women there, and all the men are
abortion is about women, actually.
Exactly. So we have a lot of issues that when it comes to talking about youths, you bring in old men. You talk about nuns. You're supposed to have students. 300 level students, 400 level students leading nuns. But what do you have there? 40-year-olds, people who do not want to let go of student unionism, heading things like this. You put a minister of youth who is already approaching his 50s. You're supposed to have ministers of youth who are young people who feel, you know, what the average youth feels, not someone in his class.
This is very interesting. Okay.
So for us to regulate AI properly, we need people who have experience in AI. We need to bring in researchers, to say, yes, if we're drafting models, if we're drafting regulation, if we're drafting anything that concerns AI, experts should be the ones discussing this instead of people who are just sitting in their armchairs and have no clue.
Okay. Oye, over to you. Before you, after you will be Victor Adekunle. Oye, what do you think?
So the Nigerian government or the Nigerian leader needs to embrace AI, because AI is gradually taking over everything. So they need to embrace it, support it, and at the same time understand it. We youths are now different from the youths they used to know back then. Now we can do a lot of things even without leaving our house, all thanks to AI. Now you see a man out there is already breaking records, already fixing things, doing great things in tech. So I feel like they need to embrace AI and understand that we youths, we are already going past the age that they used to see us before. Although we are young, but now our intelligence is not that small. So now I feel like a 20 years old child now is more intelligent than a man of 70, 80 years. Although I'm not talking about experience, but I'm talking about intelligence. But the old or the Nigerian government still rely more on experience, stating the fact that, oh, you have to be in this place before, or we've been here before. I feel like now you can't predict the future. So now we're already moving forward and we're already moving past those stages, and they need to understand that we're already moving forward. And in that way, they should try embrace, they should try support, and don't see it, like I said earlier, don't see AI as a threat, because that's what we, the youth now, are now using to solve a lot of problems that they will use years, they will use months to solve. We can solve that in no time.
Okay, Victor, over to you.
Okay. Yes, sir. So from my end, I think there has to be a union between the government, the youth, and then also the private sector. Now, one thing everyone will agree with is that the Western world is way ahead of us, and that's because of the partnership of all of these ends. So more like the government needs to see AI, or needs to push AI in a way the youths are carried along, because I feel like most of the majority of Nigeria that is more AI aware falls around the youths age bracket, maybe slightly above, maybe slightly below, or around the youth age bracket. So how can we bring all of these ends together? I remember watching a video from former President Obasanjo, and he was talking about partnership. He was talking about partnership and collaboration between the private and the public, the government and private sectors. And private sectors. And then I think I would also love to bring in the youth also, because the youth, they used to say the future of tomorrow is the future, kind of. But now I think the youth should be the present, and then the three quarters or three hems should work together to make AI not just a thing of the future, or something we could leverage now to make lives better, to make to bring in solutions to the world, and then to not just impact Africa alone, but impact the world at large. So that's my fix.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to take another break, and when we get back, we'll start to look at how AI can actually enable our relationship with the adults, youth, and the entire African space. Be right back. So, welcome back. Sonny Irabo Live, featuring Ouye Ebonla, Victor Adekunle, and Daniel Ojukwu. Three of them have analyzed, they're all youths, thank God. I'm a youth, senior youth. And they've analyzed the importance of using AI positively, not negatively, and understanding the fact that AI is actually an enablement. So how can we therefore have a good relationship between leadership and the youth? I'm more concerned about that than the youth, because 60%, I'm told, maybe even more, of Nigeria's population is owned by the youth.
Yeah.
And if you look at the whole country and then the continent, it's almost exactly the same thing. So, starting with you, Daniel, what do you think we should be doing? How can leadership and youth agree, work together to make the nation forward?
Okay, Nigeria, and by extension Africa, has over the years gained the reputation for being third world, in quotes. We're usually dubbed the poorest continent, the continent that needs food, that needs aid, that needs support. And that's usually the biggest talking points when we talk about Africa, we talk about Nigeria. It's always how best to feed the nation. I mean, the largest population are those who are multidimensionally poor. We have places like Bayelsa, Adamawa, a lot of people who can't feed, who are below, who are eating less than $1 per day, who survive on less than $1 a day. So the youth, on the other hand, the youth are exposed. They see what's going on around the world. I mean, we're in a digital age. You can be on your phone and see what's going on in Thailand. You see what's going on in Oman, what's going on in India, China. You see you see the revolutions that are going on, you know, the advancements. You see how people are living, and you want that kind of life. So the mindset of the average youth and the mindset of the average leader, there's a disconnect between them. The average leader is thinking, I need to put food in the mouths of my people, probably because I need to be re-elected. My people want roads. I mean, we're in a country where you commission a road project and it's big news. I mean, it gets you a spot on the TV. You become Mr. Project. If you're commissioning roads, you're commissioning bridges, you're commissioning transportation systems. But these things are not the kinds of stories that sell in the Western world. I mean, you can't see a US governor, you know, announcing, oh, we built a bridge today, we built a road today, yay, we're doing advancements. I mean, things that, you know, sell there are research, cancer research, research that can solve global problems, world peace, things that, you know, advance societies, bring the world together, make the world more of a global village. So that's what the average Nigerian youth wants to aspire to.
Okay, let me give the others a chance. We have little time left. Okay, Ouye, over to you. What do you think is the way forward between leadership and youth? Nigeria, Africa, and the rest of the world.
For Nigeria, I would suggest partnership, because we, the youths, we are not just, how will I say it? We, the youths, are already growing up now, and we kind of understand some things in our own way. So we need partnership. If the leaders can partner with us, hear our own side, see how this particular thing can work from our own perspective, I feel like that would be good. And also, if the leaders can also mentor we, the young boys, we, the youth, if they can mentor us, because a lot of people tell you, oh, no problem, I'll be your mentor, but at the end of the day, they are gatekeeping. If they can actually show us some things that we need to know, I feel like we youth can handle things, and now we are not sending them out of leadership. We still see them as our leader, but I feel like they can reserve some particular seats, or they can, you know, give us chance for us to prove ourselves, because we are already taking care of a lot of things. If you check it out, youth are already breaking records, they're already making difference in Nigeria. So if they can partner with us to achieve some things, or in some projects or some things they have in mind, if they can reach out to us and say, okay, Nigerian youth, I want you to come on board with these things, so we can partner. We bring out our idea, they bring up their ideas, their experience, and if you can collaborate, I'm sure Nigeria will be greater than the way it is.
Victor?
Oh yeah, I think I also agree with what Ouye said around partnership, because when you experience that generation, the other generation has, and then the energy, the drive, the intelligence the younger generation has, if that could be meshed together, in a sort of partnership, is going to move the nation faster than we're currently going. I think it's not just a leadership thing. It's an older generation thing, and I think it's just kind of natural for us as maybe probably should I say Nigerians or Africans. We feel like it's probably so small to start that thing, or it's so small to do this thing, or it's so small to be handled this thing. But then moving back to leadership and all, if we can begin to make bets on the younger generation rather than wait for them to mature till they get old, would move faster than we're currently moving. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Well, lastly, because this is our last minute, is there a distrust between leadership and viewership and youth? Is there a distrust? Do the youth not trust leadership, and does the leadership not trust youth? Daniel.
Okay, I believe that there is. The youth have said it. There are a lot of protests these days. The youth have come out en masse to say they don't like the way the leaders do their thing. And the Nigerian leaders have not helped. I mean, if you look at the antecedents, very recently, Funsho Doherty, a Lagos State gubernatorial aspirant and gubernatorial candidate under the ADC in 2023, revealed that the Lagos State government was spending some questionable funds. Revealed how Governor Sanwo-Olu paid lawyers out of the Lagos State government's purse to defend him in a private case. And after that revelation, the Lagos State government stopped publishing its spending. The MBS as well, they had data that revealed, some issues with the Nigerian government. But after a while, those data were pulled down. The MBS was no longer publishing as frequently as it used to.
Okay.
So all these things cause a disconnect.
Okay, last word. Is there a distrust? And how can we bridge the gap?
Yes, there is. In terms of we the youth, we don't trust our leaders. Because our leaders want us to be obedient. They want us to be obedient fellow without listening to our own side. But instead, I feel like instead of us being obedient fellow, we can be bold contributors. We can contribute to governance boldly and we can take lead. But they're not giving us the chance. They're not giving us that listening ears, and we feel like we are already sidelined. We are not included in most cases, because look at the ratio of the people leading Nigeria. Check the House of Assemblies, check the House of Reps, look at the percentage of people that are youths there. But we youths, we already own, there's something I want people to understand, that this is our own future. The leaders of tomorrow kind of thing is like, will I say it's old, but now we are leaders of tomorrow starting from today, because this is our future and our future is already starting. Check out people out there. So our future is now. Okay. So they should stop, they should include us to everything that they do. Okay. You don't expect, although we might not be in the board meeting, but I can tell you for the fact that our voice alone is covering up Nigeria.
Okay.
So we don't trust our leaders, neither do they trust us.
Victor, last word from you. Less than 20 seconds. What can you make of it? Go ahead.
Yes, I also will say yes to that. That there's distrust. But then I think partnership will bridge the gap, and then keeping the interest of the nation at heart rather than the interest of a person or the interest of whatsoever it is. Okay. That should be able to bridge that gap.
Well, they say don't blame the youth, because the youth have a right to life. That's what they say. And they say the youth is not just the leader of tomorrow, they are already leaders of today. So, as we end this program, I want to thank Daniel Ojukwu, Owuye Ebonla, and Victor Adekunle for being my guests. And I'm going to come to you very, very soon, all over again. Please, thank you. Good night, everyone.